Hello, thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast. I am your host, Cedric Credit Champion. I want to make this quick video. I see a lot of videos on YouTube about the rapper Gunna where people are commenting saying that he snitched. And I just want to address that, the subject of snitching, period, because in our community, we seem to value the street code of not snitching when it's destroying our community. And we're shaming people who decide to snitch. Well, how about we shame people who do crime? Why don't we start saying, hey, you did a crime. Shame on you. We don't do that. We don't say shame for doing crime, but we say shame for telling on someone you did a crime with. And I'm from the streets. I'm talking about really from the streets. I'm a born again Christian, but I hung in the streets for many years, right? And I got guys who I know who been in jail for like 20 years now and who may never see the light of day. I pray they do, but you never know with the sentences that they were given. But the point is this. To me, it seems like the real issue is that people are mad that Gunna got out in the first place. They didn't want to see him out. Because, see, they're upset and angry as if he snitched on them. And he didn't. But if you read some of the comments and look at some of the titles, and I know people do things for clickbait and just to get you, we love drama. So when you see someone labeled as a snitch, they know you're going to click that video because we love to hear drama. We love to hear negativity about other people, especially in our culture. We do. Us black people, we love to see negativity. If I put up a negative video, it gets a lot of views. If I put up something positive, people don't really want to see that. We like to see hate. We're attracted to the drama. And so in the streets, people will convince you that you're not supposed to snitch, but those are the main people who are going to snitch on you when you get caught. I've seen guys come up with crimes, take someone else with them to do the crime, and when the police arrest them, the guy who came up with the crime says he did it. He did it. It was his idea in order to get himself free. And so the person who believes in that street code, the person who says, I'm not going to talk, well, now he's a fool because the guy who came up with the crime, he's snitching on you and you're not saying nothing. You're being a fool. And see, think about it. You got kids, you got a wife, you got a mother, a father. You mean to tell me you're going to abandon your children and your loved ones all to keep a street code of no snitching? Well, that's the lowest form. See, snitching ain't the lowest form of man. No, the lowest form of man is a man who don't take care of his own responsibilities, his family. That's the lowest you can go. So you can call a person the worst thing than a snitch. No, a person can be a deadbeat. To me, that's worse than a snitch. So we as a culture, we need to stop trying to shame people into not snitching or following these street codes that really don't mean anything at the end of the day. Because let me tell you, listen to what we're expecting. We're expecting criminals to keep a street rule, a street code, and they're not even keeping the law. They're not even keeping the state law or the federal law, but we're saying we want you to keep this street law. That doesn't even make sense. If they're not going to keep the federal law and the state law and they're a criminal, do you know what a criminal is someone who does crime. They're lawless. So if they're lawless, then why would they keep the street code? See, it makes no sense. We're asking too much of people. Why don't we start saying, hey, stop the crime, stop the violence, stop the shooting? That's what we should see more videos on, but you won't even hardly find videos with people making content about, us stop killing each other, or us, for us to stop doing crime. You won't even see many videos like that. You know why? Because we as a culture, we're not attracted to positivity. So people shy away from making positive videos. But I'm going to make positive videos. I'm going to go against the culture. I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to make positive videos encouraging whoever will listen to not live by the street code, to not do crime, to not kill one another. Right? Because listen, nobody's going to send you anything when you go to jail. People will talk about you like a dog. But that's all right. They're not going to send you anything anyway. So what does it matter what they say about you? It doesn't matter what we say about Gunna. People mad because Gunna got out of jail and he hopped in that Maybach truck. And we've been out of jail and we don't even have a Maybach truck. All the time that he's been in jail, incarcerated, you got to ask yourself, what have we been doing with our lives that make us envious and mad that he got out of jail? What difference does it matter? He's not telling on us. He's not telling on you. He's not telling on me. So what difference does it matter if he's telling or not? It seems like we as a culture got more upset than the person he's supposedly told on. So what sense does that make? See, we have to look at ourselves and we have to change the way that we're acting, the way we're talking, and the way we're thinking. We hate each other. We're jealous of each other. We're envious. If you can't stand to see someone doing good, just don't even watch, YouTube. Don't even watch these guys with all this jewelry, with all these fancy cars. If you can't stand it and it makes you hate, don't even watch them. Just, ignore those videos if you can't take it. But don't slander somebody's name. Don't slander somebody's name. For what? What good is it going to do you? What good is it going to do us as a culture? No good at all. So we label people rats. And here's what I don't like. When somebody innocent gets shot and somebody saw it and they can tell and get that person caught who did that crime, who killed that innocent baby, who killed that innocent young man, but they can't say nothing because they'll be labeled a snitch. That makes absolutely no sense. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to do better. We all need to do better. And, I hope this video doesn't offend anyone, but if it does, hey, I'm sorry. I can't help that you're offended by the truth and what's right. You think about how Jesus laid down his life for all of us. And many of us won't even serve him. We won't even do right by God. So how are we going to do right by somebody else? What difference does it matter if people call you a snitch? So what? They're not going to do anything for you in the first place. Save yourself if you can. Stop doing crime. Stop shooting. Stop stealing. Work for what you want, and you'll have a better life. All right? It might not be the life that somebody else has, but you can have your own life. You probably, look, if you can't afford to buy a Rolls Royce, do like they do. Go rent one. Half of the people on YouTube who say they're millionaires, they're not even millionaires. They just rent cars. They lease houses. They use the credit cards to get designer clothes. It's all just cap. That's all it is. A lot of cap. A lot of cap going on. That's all. And so, listen. Live your life and be content with what things you have. And don't compare yourself to the next person. If somebody else is doing great, somebody else is making more money than you, celebrate them. Celebrate them. Better yet, inquire, hey, how are you doing what you're doing? I want to do that. Right? Remember Deuteronomy 8:18, God gives us power to get wealth. All right, well, listen, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend. Let's get this message out. Let's get this message out through our community to stop the foolishness of this no snitch rule. And let's save our community. Let's save our culture.